Hi guys, welcome to 𝐒𝐢𝐦 𝐔𝐊. This review is intended for new players and those of you who already own previous versions of the Bus Sim franchise. As one of just a handful of YouTubers who successfully completed Bus Sim 16, I had also intended to complete Bus Sim 18 as well, but despite initially being completely blown away by the new features included in Bus Sim 18, it was the lack of solid controller support and the depth which eventually dwindled my passion. So I decided to set some essential benchmarks for Bus Sim 21 before I recommend it to you. The game must have wheel support plus multiple controller support with decent configurable key binding. Head tracking is essential. Realistic simulation is a must, and it must also provide a stable game on a large map with the option to expand via DLC. We need more control over the business elements, especially timetables and scheduling, and a deeper business and economy system overall. Well, the good news is that 90% of that is in Bus Sim 21 already, and better still, some other much wanted features have also been added, a night and day cycle and a dynamic weather system, both of which transition excellently. It really feels like the devs have listened to user feedback and have tried to implement what it is that we want. So the wheel support and multi-controllers are in and they are working, let's say 99% of the time. There are a few pre-release bugs that exist, and I have tested the head tracking as well, and that works absolutely fine. So let's move on and talk about the simulation side of things. There's a saying that you cannot please all the people all of the time, but that hasn't stopped the devs from trying. Now we have 4 levels of difficulty, or as I like to call them, realism. And Realism Level 1 is intended for, but not limited to, little children, casual players, and it's designed specifically for console controllers. Now I tried driving this with the wheel and found that the braking is severe and completely unrealistic, and almost every single control switch and option is just automatic, so you can literally just drive without having to learn anything or deal with any issue whatsoever. The good news is that there are 3 other levels of realism, and they progressively get harder. The hardest one is actually really very realistic indeed. The braking feels realistic, the acceleration feels realistic, and the handling for each bus, although each bus is completely unique, they do all feel pretty realistic. If I'm being 100% honest with you, it took me about 3 hours of testing, trying, and playing before I really found Bus Simulator 21 to be incredible. The game still has a gamey feel about it, with unlockable items and levelling up, etc., but it also has enough of a hardcore sim feel to appeal to the hardcore sim fans like me. Certainly there is more that could be done. For example, the bus audio, which is much better than it was in Bus Sim 18, still doesn't hold a candle to the likes of 𝐒𝐲𝐕 2. Each bus needs to have its own unique audio sounds, and at the moment, they just don't. Whilst all buses have reverse, neutral and drive gears, the 𝐶etra also have gears 1, 2 and 3, which at the moment at least do not appear to be simulated either. Equally, and rather disappointingly, you never need to charge, refuel or repair any of your buses. Let's discuss the maps. They're huge, and they appear to be designed to be expanded with DLC. Maps are designed across 3 main unlockable areas in the campaign, but they are completely unlocked in sandbox mode. Now I have to say that the third-person map tour that I did really does show off just how nice and well designed the American map is. There are numerous areas, all of which look unique and realistic and just nice overall. I like how the puddles can build up when it's raining and can be splashed through, although I have requested some improvements to be made to puddles. Overall though, the map is excellent. It was pointed out to me, however, that an American map without American buses does lack that immersion element, and I have to agree. We do at last have control over the timetables and scheduling though. I mean, the UI is still confusing as all hell at times, but it does actually work. And the business model and economy system is, well, it's actually a bit of a give and take situation here. The business model in the economy system is similar to that of previous titles, except that we no longer have to hire employees. They are just naturally generated with each purchase of a bus. And payment, instead of coming at the end of each route, now happens when you level up. I would prefer this to happen real time or at the end of each day, but again, they are trying to appeal to casual gamers in this simulator. Furthermore, all maintenance, refueling and repairs are managed out of hours without our involvement, nor do any of the 30 odd buses that are on offer now get older, lose value or break down, even if their maintenance levels are too low, which obviously can't happen because it's completely automated. I think that these are things that should be part of Bus Simulator 21, but then again, I'm a hardcore sim fan, and when I see a game called Bus Simulator, that's kind of what I expect. So I've already mentioned and covered my dislike of the gamey nature of the Bus Sim franchise. I genuinely hate that buses and paint colours and reskins, etc. are unlockable and not just available at the beginning with a price tag that requires some planning. Unless, of course, you're playing in sandbox mode, which does look like it could be a lot of fun and far more realistic a simulation experience. But still, the maintenance, the refueling, etc. I think should be added. Fortunately, that really is the only significant issue that I wanted to discuss with you, and in all honesty, it's not that significant an issue at all. Okay, the AI definitely needs some work, and the pedestrians can cause a lot of issues still, nowhere near as bad as they were in Bus Sim 18, but they're still a pain in the butt. And the triple screen setup and numerous camera position issues will need to be addressed as well, like the fact that the third-person camera does not stay in the position that you leave it. But ultimately, Bus Sim 21 is a cracking game with a lot to offer, both hardcore sim fans like me and those of you with an attention span so short that you probably haven't even made it as far as this into this review. There are a whole bunch of small improvements that I've probably forgotten to mention in this review, but I wanted to keep it short, and I don't get paid for this, so there is a limit to the amount of time I can spend on it. It did take me some 3 hours of playing to actually like Bus Sim 21, but now I really do love it, and I'm pretty sure you will too, eventually. Please leave us a like if this review was helpful, and leave us some comments in the comment section below. It really helps us with YouTube, who absolutely hate this channel and would love to see it gone. So if you'd like to see more reviews from us, please hit that thumbs up and leave us a comment. See you in the next one. Bye for now.